Alright, this is Mark, and I'm going to tell you my Martin story. It was back in 2004 that I was at school one day drinking a Snapple, and I happened to look down at the back of the bottle, and it said, "Collect Snapple bucks for Snapple stuff." And I thought, well, what's this all about? So I go to the website, type some things in, and I'm scrolling around, and I noticed that it was like 10 Snapple bucks gave you a hat, 30 gave you a T-shirt. I kept scrolling down, and for 1,000 Snapple bucks, you could get a foosball table. For 1,000 Snapple bucks, you could get an acoustic guitar. And from my memory, that's all it said was an acoustic guitar. So I went home and told my wife about this, and my wife at the time, of course, comes out and says, my wife said I had too many guitars, which was probably right at the time. I think I had 6 or so, but I was an amateur guitarist, never really spent more than $400 to $500 on a guitar, so I didn't have anything that was like of great quality. So, Coach, we had to get the foosball table, so I got all my classes involved. I said, if you see anybody at lunch throwing away Snapple bottles, get the cap off it. It took me about a month or a couple weeks to raise up enough caps and shipped 1,000 caps off to Snapple. And lo and behold, a foosball table shows up at my doorstep, a couple weeks or a month later. So that was at the end of the year, and next year the contest was still going on through November. So I had like 300 caps left over, told my classes about it, got them involved, and saved up enough. And it was like $13.74, shipped them off to Snapple, and then a couple months later I remembered. It was like, it's like that holy grail moment. I opened the door when the package comes, and I'm like, this guitar's in a Martin box. I'm like, what's this about? Then I open it up, and I'm like, there's a Martin guitar case. And then I open it up even more, and I'm like, there's a Martin D15 in there. And this is by far the best sounding guitar I own. And I think that's a pretty awesome story, and would love to own more Martins, but we'll get there. And one thing I love about the company is that, I had some problems with the neck at one time, and took it back to the company. They fixed that free of charge. I actually had them make it an acoustic electric at a time. They put the Fishman and Matrix acoustics or electronics in it, and this thing just sounds awesome when it's plugged in. So thank you for letting me share my Martin story with you. Alright, I'd just like to thank, that was one of my daughters doing probably a really bad impersonation of my wife, but again, this guitar I just love.